might have heard that to get siddhi of a mantra, you have to chant it 1 lakh times for each syllable. So if it's Nama Shivaya, then you have to chant it 5 lakh times for you to get siddhi of that mantra, for you to have any usable benefits of that mantra. But how do yogis do it then? How do yogis chant a long mantra like Kamakhya mantra, which is Om Trim 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 Hum Hum Strim Strim Kamakhya Praside Trim 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 Hum Hum Strim Strim Swaha Swaha, this much long? How do they get siddhi of that, which has like 24 syllables? Gayatri mantra also has 24 syllables. How do they do that? Do they chant it 24 lakh times? Well, you don't have to, because there's a very special way in which human beings are built. And my guru taught me that there are 4 ways to chant. The first way to chant is called Vaikhari, which is what everybody does. They say it loudly, okay? And that is the minimum way to chant. It's effective, but you'll have to do lakhs of chants of Vaikhari for you to ever get siddhi, and you'll spend your whole life in that if you have to chant it. The second one is called Madhyama, which you chant it in your mind. And guess what? One mental chant, let's say Om Namah Shivaya. If you say it in your mind, Om Namah Shivaya, without using your lips, then that's equal to 108 of Om Namah Shivaya using your lips. And then there is something called Pashyanti, where you see the letters. You can see it in any language, English, Hindi, Kannada, Malayalam, whatever, okay? You see the letters coming in front of you in your mind. You close your eyes and just see the letters, Namah Shivaya. Without saying anything, even in your mind, you're only seeing the letters. One of that is equal to 108 Madhyama, and Madhyama is equal to 108 of Vaikhari. So this is around 11,000 chants. If you just see Namah Shivaya once in your mind, it's like 11,000 plus chants. But there is something called Para, which is transcendental chanting, which means you don't even chant. How to understand Para? Para means that before I pick up something, there is already an energy in me to pick it up. Before I stand up, there's already a rising energy in me to stand up. Before I sit down, there's already a sinking energy in me to sit down. As I make the intention, the energy flows in my body. So now I will make the intention to chant Om Namah Shivaya, but I won't chant it. And there is an energy which rises in me. That is para chanting. One para chant is equal to 12 lakh 59,712 Vaikhari chants, because it's 108 into 108 into 108. If you don't believe me, use your calculator. One para chant is equal to 12 lakh 59,712 chants of Vaikhari. So already if you do 2 para chants of Gayatri, you will have its siddhi. You will be able to communicate directly to Gayatri Devi, and you will be able to have all of the siddhis that come with it, which is basically manifestation siddhis. So there are many other mantras for which you can get siddhi if you chant in para. But remember, if you're not that kind of person who can sustain those siddhis, they'll not sit in you. Siddhi is also Devi. If she's going to sit into you, you better be Shiva or you better be Devi yourself. If you don't feel like that about yourself, if you don't feel that you're an amazing person and you have that, it will not sit in you. Okay, so even if you do para chanting, and the energy will build and it will just fizzle out. You won't have the capacity to keep it. So if you want the capacity to keep the energy that you're going to get from para chanting, and who's going to tell you the secret? Who? Go and ask anybody what is para chanting. They'll tell you all sorts of stuff. Okay, nothing that makes sense. But if you actually practice this, and people have been practicing this, my students, they're getting transformations. But you know what? They've been able to sustain those transformations because they're doing hardcore yoga with me in the 64-day challenge. Okay, so before you go and start chanting in para and then lose that energy, come and develop a body which can contain that energy. Para can make it rain, but are you a container that can hold that rain? If you want to become a container that can hold the rain of the energy, but from all the mantras you've been learning from your childhood, then you come and train with me for 3 months in the 64-day challenge, and then you'll see a lot of changes where you're able to hold the energy of these things which your grandfather and father and mother said are very powerful and effective. But not if you sit and do Vaikhari chanting. It's not going to happen like that. It's clear you understood what is para, but if you want to keep its benefits, join my 64-day challenge.